This is the first time a high-powered rocket will ever be launched from Australia. So this is a brand new type of rocket, and this will also be the first time that a hybrid rocket has ever launched from Australia. Hybrid rockets are very safe and they are hopefully going to be used for future space launch vehicles. We've spent many years looking at the safety and working with the Australian Space Agency to get to this point. So very exciting for us, and I hope for all of Australia as we look to make history. High Impulse have brought out another 15 staff as well, so quite a lot of people gearing up to literally light this candle. The Kaniba test range is a very unique location around the world. The site supports not only the launch of rockets out into the uninhabited desert, but it also supports the recovery of in-space manufacturing capsules. This launch is so exciting for Southern Launch and High Impulse, as this is not only their maiden launch of their SR75 and a true demonstration of the many years of time and effort that they've spent in developing the vehicle, but also a demonstration of Southern Launch's range capability.
Okay, then, back up.
We've been working alongside the Kaniba community for the last 5 years to bring our vision for this infrastructure to light. We'll be able to demonstrate that capability out to the world and truly open the Kaniba test range for future customers.
Today we're having a community barbecue at the new permanent facilities at the Kaniba test range to find out about the mission and have a tour of the rocket and launch facilities.
We're just making the salads for the community barbecue down at the launch site today. Can't wait.
And we're going to give our Southern Launch and High Impulse team a taste of culture.
Everyone's notified about today's community barbecue. We bought ourselves because there's no catering service. I'm going to cook kangaroo tails in the scrub.
To have something that's actually our own happening on our country is very exciting.
We would have normally just did this in the scrub, but because it's windy today, don't want to set off a bushfire and ruin your rocket launch coming up.
Yeah, it's got its own unique taste, I reckon. It's good meat. That's the best bit of the kangaroo.
But they're quite juicy. If that's hot enough, it'll take about 20 minutes. Any Darren? About 20, 30 minutes.
Community's really excited. We haven't had this much activity on community for a while and enjoying the attention.
They're all excited, can't wait for the big day. You can see that we're all out here to have a community barbecue on site for something to be proud, for the community members to be proud of. And it's here to stay until whenever for our next generation to take over when we're gone. Yeah, you can have a taste of the kangaroo tails too, so that's a delicacy for someone to taste that I haven't had a taste before.
2001.
Yeah.
That's great. Good.
It has its own taste. So.
It's interesting.
Firstly, I'd like to welcome all our community members here, and also to Southern Launch and to the High Impulse team that's come here to do their launch for their rocket. Our community is so proud of what we have achieved and our new launch facility. Right, community?
Wednesday. It was scheduled for Monday. I understand now maybe Tuesday, but I've heard another day. So when do you think the weather is looking good?
So we were hoping to launch tomorrow, but that's not going to happen. We were then hoping to launch Tuesday, but the winds, the ground level winds, were starting to pick up. So we work very closely with the Australian Bureau of Meteorology, and they give us a very detailed forecast for the upcoming days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe, but once again, we will be watching the weather.
We are tying the radio sun onto the weather balloon, and that will record the weather on its way up to about 25 to 30 kilometres.
There are two components to the work that we do. The first component is the flight safety side of things, and that's much more looking at where is this rocket going to land given all of these inputs that we have, and how safe is that going to be. And a lot of this simulation helps us with that analysis. And then the second part is actually launching the rocket. You know, if we point the launcher in this way, given the current wind conditions, where is it going to land?
Our team have been out here on site for the last couple of weeks. We got out here at the same time as our customer, High Impulse, and so we've been working so closely with them, hand in hand, for the last couple of weeks, ensuring that not only is our range systems all set up ready to go, but also that our customers' launch vehicle is in safe hands, that they're comfortable, and that everyone's going to be ready and in really confident position on launch day.
Southern Launch is helping to launch a rocket for High Impulse Technologies. That vehicle is the SR75 vehicle. It's a demonstrator vehicle for their green propellant technology. It's the first vehicle to be launched under the high-powered rocket permit with the Australian Space Agency. That in itself is a feat and something Southern Launch is really proud of. We are constantly pioneering the approvals process along with the agency, working in a really collaborative way. We've just developed this range in conjunction with the Caniba Aboriginal community, and we've put down some concrete and some really permanent infrastructure here. So it'll be great to launch off of that for the first time.
Wet run is to do a full cycle of the systems and to ensure that the customer is doing a pressure check on this system. It's not a full pressure check on this one, but basically making sure that all the systems are functioning and ready for launch.
So we are now preparing, we're pressurizing the LOX storage tank. That's why it's also the vapor. Pressurizing it now and to start filling the LOX. This is the final check of all the systems. So yesterday we pressurized the 400 bar, today we apply LOX.
Filling completed.
No, we're good for launch, no bigger issues so far, so now we're good to go. Now we're just waiting for the window.
So this week the weather's been a bit interesting. We've had some incredibly beautiful bluebird days, and hence why we believe that today is going to be good for launching the rocket. Right now we have zero wind on the range, and over the course of today we'll naturally be watching the weather, and hopefully, if it all stays within the limits, the rocket will be in flight for around 8 minutes as it goes up towards the edge of space and then comes back down under a parachute into the national parks.
We will conduct a launch attempt today, so we decided, even if we are relatively close to the wind limits, to still give it a try. So we can also expect that there are some holds or delays, We will have another window tomorrow, and then it doesn't look as good anymore. So yeah, we are focusing on making the best out of what we get.
So clock start T-minus 4 hours and 30 minutes we'll be working, so we're adding an extra 15 minutes from what we did in the last wet rehearsal. Local time, 10 a.m.
Let's light this candle.
Safety is the #1 priority. We will not launch if we believe that it is unsafe to do so. From T-minus 30 onwards, the responsibility expands to be everyone on range as part of Southern Launching High Impulse.
A rocket fueled by candle wax and liquid oxygen will launch in South Australia today. It'll take off from the Caniba test range, stays far west. Joining us live is the CEO of Southern Launch, Lloyd Dam, from the Caniba launch site. Are we go for launch today?
We are go for launch today, very exciting.
Yes. Wind weighting requires pretty up-to-date wind measurements to make sure that everything's pointed in the right direction on launch time. So this T-minus 2 hours out will give us 2 hours of play for weather validity.
Well, we have a beautiful day for this launch to go off, and can't wait. It's so exciting. It's all for real. It's so real now, so can't wait. It's a world that no one knows about Caniba, and everyone's going to know about Caniba for this great launch.
Welcome everyone to the Caniba test range. It is just less than T-minus 2 hours to making history here for Australia. So for those of you who watch the weather balloon all but go straight up, the maximum wind that has been recorded today up there was about 30 meters per second, so quite a bit lower, and that was up at about 6 kilometers. So well below the threshold for launching safely, so we are well within the limits at the moment. Current liftoff is scheduled for 2:38 Australian Central Standard Time.
Approaching T-minus 30 minutes in the countdown, and so far all systems are nominal. We've elevated our launch rail, we've gone through our wind weighting calculations, and all of our tower correction angles are within limits. Rocket oxidizer is filled, helium is filled, and we are all systems go. T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Vehicle is ready for lift off. Request approval to start automated ignition sequencing.
Approval granted.
Okay. 5. Lift off. It was an amazing launch. We have data, we cleared the head perfectly, also the countdown was very smooth. So for a first launch, it's really good.
Absolute fantastic work today. We made history yet again. First high-powered rocket launch permit. First absolutely amazing launch from the brand new MRL from Caniba Test Range. This is all because of the hard work and dedication that you all put in to making this a reality. So absolutely, I'm so proud. You know, once we get back to the office, we'll start to think about what next, where to next, for all the capability on the range. But for now, just revel in the glory of what it is that we've helped achieve from our brand new rocket launch pad at the Kennedy Test Range. This is all thanks to you. Well done. Well done.